and then we'll get going because this is going to be a June rally. This is my expectation, June rally. Let's go, Instagram. Come on. I think we're ready on Instagram. Okay. Again, TikTok, I'm going to move it over a little bit. Make sure you guys can see the technicals. This is what we're looking at. What up, YouTube? We're going to get started here in about 30 seconds, making sure everything's working. I think we're good. I'm a solo man. I ain't got no team. All right. So here's what we're going to talk about today. June rally, right? We're going into the summer. We've been talking about the summertime rally, and we're here. I think today is the start of the summertime rally. I think today is that start. Now, did the S&P go straight up? No, it didn't. We are correcting at the moment. But we're starting to rebound. We'll go over those technicals. What do we got? What up, Veronica Martinez? How you guys doing? All right. So cooling inflation, softening labor market, slowing GDP Q1. This is all a good setup. This is a bullish setup. The economy slowing down is bullish. Okay. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but the slowing down of the economy going into the summer is actually very bullish. And we're going to go over that. All right. We're going to go over that. First, let's hit the technicals. YouTube, we're not going to do the intro today. Let's just get straight into this. All right. We got a CPI here, right? CPI was pretty good because the expectation that CPI last, you guys can't see it on TikTok. The expectation was that CPI, the last CPI report, back in, mid-May, the expectation was negative. It was a big surprise to the upside, right? Big surprise to the upside. Now we sold off. We got below that CPI print. Okay, we got below that CPI print as far as market price action, but today was PCE. This is the actual inflation that the Fed is concerned with, is going to be this PC inflation. Today was a very good read. We had a good read today. All right, YouTube, let me navigate this YouTube. I'm gonna throw this out here because this is what's getting us bullish. All right, boom. TikTok, I'm gonna pull it up again. I know you guys kind of saw it a little bit, but I'm gonna pull it up again for those people who haven't seen it. Okay, there we go. Let's make it a little bigger on YouTube. All right. So, hey, first off, let's go over the month on month, right? Core PC month over month. Number one variable. This is for April, right? We are in May, but inflation, remember, is always backwards looking. We're always looking backwards. So the month over month reading was predicted to come out at 0.3. That was consensus. Came out at 0.2, 0.2, right? 0.2%. That's very positive, very constructive. You can see over the past couple months since January, the month over month is cooling, right? This is cooling inflation here. We are starting to see cooling inflation. Keep that in mind, setting up the bull market for June, right? Setting up we just had the correction, setting up for another rally, right? Another market rally in June. Now, to keep it clear here, remember the Fed is kind of, the Fed is undecided because the economy has been pretty strong. Now it's starting to slow down. Personal incomes, right? Slowing down. This is going to get the Fed to be more dovish right here. Personal incomes are starting to come down on a month over month basis. They're not growing at a very fast pace, right? They're starting to slow down. Personal spending, let's go to spending, also slowing down. Personal spending, big slowdown, right? We're not going into recession, not going to happen. Too much fiscal policy. This is way too much fiscal policy, right? Joe Biden's going to print money. He's going to create some more stimulus. And I know a lot of people are worried about jobs, but employment is cooling at the moment. So you have GDP, which we had talked about earlier in the month. Okay, I'm going to slow it down here. GDP earlier in the month. Let's go to GDP. GDP quarter over quarter, slowdown, right? So this slowdown right here means the economy is not as hot as it was the past couple months. If it's not as strong or as hot as it was, the Fed can become more dovish as long as inflation and employment are slowing down. Those are the three main data points: GDP, CPI, PC, inflation, and also employment. So GDP slowing, that pushes the Fed more towards cutting rates. Not tomorrow, but it's going to push them closer to cutting rates. Initial jobless claims, look, we're not in recession territory. I know people say it where if you take a step back, we're very far from a recession. We're very far from a collapse in employment. We're not there. Okay. So just brush that off. That's not a concern right now. We get those numbers all the time. All right. Core PC. This is the big one, right? Personal spending PC year over year is the one I like to look at. We're going to look at core PC year over year. Okay. So when people tell you that inflation is reaccelerating, that's not actually happening here. Okay. This is what the Fed is looking at. Now, if you want to complain about the economy and say, oh, well, the economy and prices are high, great. They're not coming back down. But what I will tell you is the rate of change at which those prices go up, that's not going up anymore. It's coming down. That's what the Fed wants to see to cut rates. That's exactly what the Fed, this trend is lower. Okay. So we're getting dovish here. Now, next, I think in about a week, we have employment. As long as that cools, we're getting closer to the Fed, not just cutting rates, but actually becoming more dovish. The market's going to want to see that. All right. So we're gonna come off here. Obviously, core PC is slowing down. Core PC is cooling. GDP is cooling, and then the labor market is cooling. But we're gonna get more data. I believe it's June 7th. We get the employment report. It's next Friday. It's literally next Friday, and we'll see more. We should be seeing more cooling there, right? So let's get back to the charts and let's look at how the bond market is actually responding to the cooling down of the numbers. The data is cooling. All right. Yeah. So this is a good setup. This is a good setup. And on a technical basis, the market just pretty much, you know, came down and corrected into that weakness, into the weakness. We're not recessionary yet. Now we're starting to bounce here. I was talking to Tik Tok a little earlier about how do we know momentum is picking up in the intraday, at least today. Well, you have the advanced decline line midway through. This was about, what is this, 12:15 Eastern time. The buyer started to step in. We got more market breadth picking up here, more market breadth. This is the amount of stocks in the S&P 500. This is the amount of stocks or in the New York Stock Exchange that are participating, that are advancing versus declining. So we're getting this reversal. Hey, we could reverse today, but I'm just trying to see where's the momentum coming in. Momentum came in at 12:15, okay, Eastern time. S&P starts to rise a little bit. We do need to get above VWAP, and I'm watching also volume. This is advanced volume. How much volume is advancing versus declining in the market? So this could be the bottom right here. This could be. I have an iron condor, or I'm trading a couple spreads down there. All right. So again, coming back in. If you're short-term trading, looks like we're starting to get above that level. Actually, let's look at VWAP. Let's take a look at VWAP. All right, here we go. Here we go. We're starting to get above VWAP. There we go. We are starting to rise. All right. So is this the bottom for the summer? It's possible. I mean, it's not significantly probable, but if we continue to get that advanced decline up, I think we can definitely bounce from here. So I got some spreads at like 515. Okay. I think we're in the bottom. Either way, the summertime rally has arrived. Now, S&P, keep watching this. If you're short term, keep your eye on this. Let's get above VWAP, get back to PDC and see if we can build the trend right back up. Not sure, who knows? But I will tell you this. It's very constructive that interest rates are falling, right? So going back to interest rates, 10-year yields, let's go to the 1-day chart, right? Another variable, we should be peaking here on interest rates. If interest rates have peaked out, 10-year bonds, this is a big signal for us. The summertime rally is here. This marked the summertime rally because the market is most sensitive to rates. We talk about it all the time. The market is very sensitive to interest rates. Okay. We had a top back early May. Okay. Here's our second top. Now we did this right here, this stuff right here, where rates went up significantly for no reason. Weak economy, weak inflation, weaker economy, and weaker inflation should bring interest rates down, which gives a tailwind to the stock market. Period. Right? Crypto, to some degree, crypto has its own narrative, but that should boost us higher. So why did these candles, or why the heck did interest rates rise? Because of the bond market. We had a bond auction earlier in the month. Um, I mean, actually, this week we had two bond auctions this week, and it was kind of weak, right? That's U.S. debt selling to the market. Right here, we have bond auction. It was this was Tuesday, so Tuesday and Wednesday. Okay, there you can see it on YouTube. You guys are going to see it on TikTok. Tuesday and Wednesday, we had a 3-month bill auction, 6-month bill auction. Wednesday was a couple other auctions, and it wasn't a great auction. They didn't come in and buy very strong, so the bond market sold off. What does that mean? Interest rates went higher, and I think that's exactly why stocks came down the past couple of days. I know a lot of you are looking for, why are stocks? Are we going to go right back down? We bounced. Why are we going lower? No, it's just interest rates. It's literally interest rates. When they rise significantly to some degree, it becomes a headwind. It's harder for stocks to stay bidded, right? To keep the bid, to hold the bid. It's a lot harder because, forward profits are a little harder to get. But I think now that those bond auctions are over, we're starting to see bonds pick up, or interest rates come down. I think that we're looking at a summertime rally here. Okay. And if we take a look at the bonds, we had a big gap up right after those. Here we go. Right after we had those two bond auctions, right? Here's the first one, second one, boom. They picked them right back up. And also, we need to keep in mind, June 1st is the taper, is the QT taper, where the Fed is going to start injecting more liquidity back into the market. Very bullish. We have a couple layers. Inflation's coming down. Okay. That's bullish because the Fed will become more dovish. Also, the economy is slowing. The employment, the labor market is slowing. So rates should come down. That's in your favor right there, especially for tech stocks. And, bonds are starting to bid up again. I don't think bonds are going to be your best bet here. I just think, you got to keep your eye on bonds to see if there's enough, buyers in the bond market. Interest rates are going to come down. Obviously, they move basically in opposite directions. They're a counter. Okay. Another good sign here for the summertime rally. Oil is going nowhere. Oil is going nowhere. Okay. Very good sign. Why? Because it tells us inflation is not at risk. We're not seeing an inflationary risk. Okay. If we're sideways all summer, very good for inflation. I mean, we're really setting up for an inflation surprise to the downside. I think we're going to get a inflation surprise to the downside. 3 Night Walker says June is going to be crazy. Yep. June will be crazy. June's going to be crazy. We have an election cycle also, so we're going to get more stimulus. But so far, the inflation threat is not showing up. Oil is not going higher. Oil is chilling. Oil is just moving sideways. No concerns in the oil energy market. No energy inflation concerns here. Okay, so inflation is cooling. Core PCE. The labor market has been softening. We'll see again next week. GDP is coming down. Okay, so weaker economies get the Fed to stimulate. Also, they're going to get the U.S. Treasury, Janet Yellen, Joe Biden. It's going to get them to stimulate if we weaken too much. So this is bullish for stocks. It's going to be a lot more bullish for stocks here, and also crypto, right? So let's take a look at it. So here's my levels. If you are a trader, we bounced right off that level, and next week we'll probably start to move back up next week, or sideways. We could have a little sideways action here and then move up. Also very oversold. Okay, not on the daily, but if we go to the 4-hour chart, we are oversold. Keep that in mind. Also, this is why last night I not released, but if you're subscribed to the newsletter, you would have saw, hey, look, we're oversold on the S&P in the short term, right? And if the PCE comes in better than expected or as expected, it should be bullish. And we sold off. And I know it scared a lot of people in the morning, but now we're starting to bounce. So we have support here. We are looking at support oversold bounce is what we're looking at. Oversold bounce, right? Q's Q's got hit a little harder. It's fine. Nvidia's coming down. Nvidia's been carrying the market. But yeah, I'm not too concerned about anything here. So let's go ahead and look at some individual stocks. We got on the playlist today, we have, chips are still going to be in play. I'm not a big fan of Nvidia. Amazon looks good. Look, tech does good when the economy slows. Keep that in mind. Tech does good when the economy slows. Let's go to the watch list. Go ahead and come in. You're fine. I'm traveling, so I'm not in my normal area. All right, let's go to what we have in play, and then we'll take a look at a couple look at some of the meme stocks, we have this, meme stock rallies also starting to pick up a little bit. Utilities, copper, all that stuff. I'm not a big fan of crypto, all that, but we'll see. First, let's keep your eye on AMD. This is a real blue chip play here. I know we've been talking about it for a while, but AMD is a real blue chip play. Keep your eye on AMD. Still climbing higher. We had that reverse head and shoulders, and we broke that line. Here's that line of support that we broke. We're pulling back and holding it today. Okay, so as long as it holds above 160, very constructive. It's giving you another chance. Got to hold 160, right? This trend is, I think. Let's go back to the log. There we go. There we go. We're on the wrong chart. So we're holding up here for AMD. Okay, right on trend. Everything looks good. Let's take a look at that daily chart real quick. Yeah, AMD is good. AMD looks really good. Very constructive. 160 is where we got to hold. So that's the first blue chip name I got here. That chips are going to continue to accelerate. CapEx or expenditures, big tech spending on chips and AI is ridiculous, and it's only going to get bigger. So there's money money is pouring into any kind of semiconductors, utilities, blah, 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 whatever it is, right? But I like AMD. Best technical setup, AMD can fly. End of the year, I think we can run to about 300 end of the year, right? If it's if it's good, we run to 300. That's my bet for AMD. I'm not saying get long. AMD, it's up to you. But I think we can really make a run to about 300. All right. So you got AMD. Somebody said Amazon. Yeah, Amazon looks good. Amazon's probably looking for a bottom here. See, Amazon, we got 170. We got some buyers stepping in here. This has been a previous line of support. If we go to that, longer term trend, I'm going to say 170. We need Amazon to hold like 170, but Amazon is filling a gap. So keep this in mind. It is filling a gap today, 173.86. Looks like that gap's being filled at 180, somewhere around there, 173.80, 173.50. We'll see. So Amazon looks straight. And hey, this rally should last a couple months. In my view, I think we're going to, we have a couple, and it's going to be in disinflationary, dovish Fed rally. Economy slowing, inflation is still cooling, and rates should be done going up. The dollar should be also coming down because as they become more stimulative, the dollar is going to lose value. The dollar should come down also. So yeah, Amazon's a pretty good one. I like that one. We can also take a look. QQQ. Okay. QQQ. Qs, I haven't really been looking at the Qs as much, but let's pull that anchored view up and see what it looks like from that previous low. Yeah, Qs are still holding anchored VWAP. Is this yeah, we're on the daily. Qs a little more volatile, but let me show you this for the Qs really quick so you can have some confidence, right? Let's keep our confidence here. The Qs are pulling back. Let's see our 4-hour. Okay, that's a daily. I want to look at the RSI. Take a look at the 4-hour RSI, right? Because we're in an uptrend. We're not in a downtrend. We're not moving sideways. We're back in an uptrend. So you can now scale down to the 4-hour chart and look at the oversold. You're not going to go oversold on the daily chart unless the data print was bad. But right now, all the data we're seeing is pretty good because the concern is inflation. The concern is not recession. It's inflation. I know they're saying recession. We're not close to recession. It is still inflation and the data is looking good. Okay. Anyways, take a look at QQQ. Yeah, we're oversold on QQQ. Okay. Last time we got oversold on the Qs, we had a nice little bounce, right? Everybody freaked out here. Everybody was freaking out. Oh, we're going back down. Bear market. No, didn't happen. You got to bounce on the Qs. So again, we're right back to oversold. And it doesn't mean it will go up. It just means the probability of us being very close to the bottom, right, is up. The probability is very high. You can also look at the 10 weekly SMA. Okay, let's go to the weekly on the Qs. We're still in an uptrend. Look at this is what I mean by uptrend. You're still in an uptrend. Anybody, preaching that bear market stuff is, I don't know. I really don't have good words for them. I mean, I think they're just, You got to be ignorant to think we're in a bear market, first of all. Okay. Or you're betting on a black swan. We are in an uptrend. This is a bull market and there's no sign of a slowdown. We are barely heating up. And I think we're about to hit wave 2, summertime rally, right? So yeah, we're above VWAP. But anyways, I want to look at the SMA. Let's look at the SMA real quick. It's the 5-day that you want, or the 10-day that you want to keep your eye on. Let's see, which input did I have on here? 50-day, 10. Okay, so the 200, right? It's about right here. It's this yellow one. Okay, so we are above the 10-day, our 10 weekly, right? 10 weekly moving average, 10 weeks. 10-week moving average, we're holding it. This is momentum. As long as we hold it, you can see right here, obviously, as long as you hold that yellow line, okay, it doesn't mean it's for sure. It's just your probability is higher. Let's go ahead and get rid of this anchored VWAP. We don't need it. All right. So 10-day moving, our 10-week moving average for the Qs, for the NASDAQ, we're still holding it. We dropped it for a week and then we started to come right back up. So we're holding that average 10-week moving average. And we have a lot of support here. I wouldn't get bearish unless we dropped this capitulation candle, right? This is a sign of strength. The price came down and got sucked right back up. Sign of strength. So if we get below 430, I'll be concerned, but we're not there yet. Okay, we're not there yet. We're looking good. 440. Maybe we come down to 440, but the Qs look solid. The Qs are looking solid. Same thing with S&P, looking pretty solid. And I know a lot of this is driven by NVIDIA. If NVIDIA does slow down, if NVIDIA does pull back and slow down, the market might have a small, either correction or a rotation. We might just rotate. And NVIDIA is right back in a bull trend. It's holding the 10. Actually, that's the daily. Let's go to the week, see what it looks like on the week. Yeah, it's still in momentum. Still has momentum. This is the weekly average, 10-day weekly average, still holding it above all-time highs. This is a bull market. You just got to be patient here. If you're day trading, if you're, swing trading, obviously it's going to look a lot different than if you're taking a 2-week or a 2-month or a 3-month trade, right? It's all going to look different. So if you have concerns about that, let me know. Chainlink, we're going to go over Chainlink. Look at Chainlink, by far most bullish asset. I'm the most bullish on Chainlink. Just FYI, if you guys want to see it, let me know. I'm more bullish on Chainlink, a crypto, than any other asset right now in the stock market and in crypto. Most bullish by far. I've never been so bullish on an asset, and I don't benefit saying that. I don't benefit at all. I'm just letting you know. We can go over the details. We'll go over those details, but yeah, we'll look at Chainlink. Somebody also said we're gonna look at Chainlink. Don't worry, we're gonna look at Bitcoin. Crypto asset. Yeah. Most, well, when you say assets, real estate, you can look at semiconductors, you can look at chips, you can look at electric vehicles. I'm a big Tesla fan. I think Tesla goes higher, but I don't think anything outruns Chainlink. Chainlink has a lot of fundamentals. Stocks usually peak around 950. Okay. And Fridays are different. Every month's a little different. Anyways, getting back to it. Palantir. Look, Palantir, another contract. This is the purest AI play in my view. I wanted to definitely point this out. Okay. We have 3 lines of support. Not lines, but 3 levels that we've supported for Palantir. I'm very bullish on Palantir also. When are we seeing all-time highs? Well, Palantir doesn't move with the market as often as AMD, but it's a very underrated stock. I know a lot of retailers trade it. A lot of institutions are starting to come in, but they have very good prospects going forward. So when this thing does break, it breaks hard. Watch. When it breaks, it breaks. Okay. When it breaks, it breaks. I've been following Palantir for a while. When it breaks, it breaks. So keep your eye out on Palantir. The price action is kind of sloppy. It does have a little sloppy price action, right? But you're definitely getting some support here, right? Is it going to break out? I don't know. Once we clear 2250, let's give it 2250. Once you clear around 2250, you get this out of the way. Just giving you my favorite picks here. I think are the best picks going forward. Once you clear this 2250 area, right? We had the reason I say 2250, we had that gigantic gap down after, I think this was after earnings. We had a gap down right under 2250. So we need to get above 2250. This would be a gap fill or a gap breakout play. You're going to fill the gap. You're going to break out, fill the gap, right? So 2250, you start holding 2250, more bullish. I am bullish into July for Palantir. Going into the end of July and August, I think we have a summertime rally, and then August maybe we start to cool off a little bit. So that's what I'm looking at here for Palantir. Are you profitable every month? Yeah, so far. I mean, not every month, but so far in April, sure. Mr. Vinicius Santos, right? I'm selling options, just so you know. I'm selling spreads. I'm not really buying calls. Uh, I traded Tesla. The only time I'll buy calls is on Tesla when I see it doing pretty well. But I sell options. I'll be selling options on S&P, credit spreads, a lot of credit spreads, Vinny. Momentum is all Tesla, right? When I see Tesla, I'm going to play momentum on Tesla. Other than that, selling credit spreads. All right, so we got Palantir, AMD. We already went over that, and then Robinhood. Robinhood looks really good. Also, I'm expecting Robinhood. This is our Fibonacci. I'm expecting Robinhood to get around. I'm going to say by the end of the summer, it should rally with crypto. Trading volumes are up. Everybody wants to trade now. Their volumes are going up. Revenue should climb. They're innovating a lot. I think Robinhood jumps somewhere around 26. I want to say 26, 27 by July. Okay, July, August. I'm not predicting it, but just based off the trend, the momentum, the fundamentals, we could see a big move in Robinhood. BTC, yeah, we'll look at BTC. We'll look at Chainlink. Go ahead and throw them out there. I have a couple on here. Hey, check this out really quick. We'll come back to it. But this thing has a 90% short float. I think it is the best prospect for a gamma squeeze. If you're not sure what the gamma squeeze is, basically, if the shorts have to cover this, 95% of the shares are shorted. So this probably has the best potential to see a mega squeeze. In my view, maybe something else happens, but I think this has a mega squeeze potential. It is holding, and it is starting to hold here. Other than that FFIE everybody was looking at, but that thing's already gone. FFIE. This thing blew up already. So I'm not going to look at it. I'm not really interested, honestly, in this. But I know a lot of people looking. I'm not looking at it. I like SPWR. All right. So somebody said Bitcoin. Yes, we'll go to Bit. Let's go to Bitcoin then. BTC. We'll go to Bitcoin. Bitcoin rally coming in soon. All right, here we go. Bitcoin looks beautiful. Very beautiful. Broke this downtrend, starting to hold up here. We got another wedge forming on Bitcoin. How do I see Tesla? What up, Isan? Yeah, we're gonna look at Tesla. We're gonna hit Tesla. We hit AMD, Robinhood, Palantir. We got Tesla and crypto. Those are the next two. A lot of stocks out there, a lot of names, but that's what I'm focused on the most. So here we got for Bitcoin, we got another wedge forming here. Now these wedges are not like perfect. It just means there's some bullish price action. Okay, if we go to the RSI, let's take a step back on the RSI. We're on the daily here. Okay, RSI still moving sideways, but Bitcoin does look good, starting to pick up momentum, and we are post halvening. You see the real moves post halvening. We halved in April, so May, June. I think it's going to be June. Okay, my best prediction is June. We see a breakout in Bitcoin. Okay, maybe it's mid-June, maybe it's end of June, but that's my guess. Is we see a breakout in June, and we push towards 85, 90K. I know that seems like a lot, but there's a whole lot of demand coming in for Bitcoin. That's a good 20%, 25% rally. Not that crazy for Bitcoin. Okay. So if we go to the weekly, this looks even better. Actually, it doesn't look that great. The RSI kind of looks flat. But typically Bitcoin will hold, the RSI for a while. It'll stay overbought for a while. So I think we have another big move before we cool off. Doesn't look great. If we go to the monthly, this is the one that looks good. Okay, the monthly looks crazy. And if we, looking at all the cycles, 100K, 30X, 6.5. So from these levels, I'm thinking maybe we do a 3X to be conservative. When I say 3X, I think we're going 150K by the end of the year. I think we can definitely see 100K. That's easy. Honestly, I think 100K is no problem, especially with Trump over here pumping crypto. Okay. But I'm thinking 150 upper limit for the end of the year. And then we have a nasty pullback, and then we'll see if we go any higher. So 100, 150K for Bitcoin. Look at this RSI though. It's barely starting to cross oversold, and crypto goes very oversold, right? We get to the 90s. That's where you're kind of like, okay, the move's almost done. Once you hit the RSI around, I would say 90, really, on the monthly. This is the monthly chart, right? Once you get to 90, that's kind of where you're at the end of the upside move. We're not even close. We're at 71. So Bitcoin has a long way to go. This is the best period. This is the most explosive period from Bitcoin post halving. The next 7 to 9 months, very explosive for Bitcoin and crypto, right? Moving to Ethereum. Ethereum, I think, is going to start outpacing Bitcoin now that we're post halving, right? Ethereum already broke out of this wedge, nasty breakout. That's $100 billion in a couple days, close to 100 billion in a couple days. Nasty breakout in Ethereum. Now it's consolidating again. See what Ethereum looks like on that monthly. Yeah, Ethereum even has more room on the monthly. Look at that monthly chart. Hasn't even got over, the momentum, the parabolicness. That's not even a word. The parabolic part of crypto, right? The phase where it goes parabolic hasn't begun yet. We haven't even seen it. So, what up, Eli? So yeah, crypto is where it's at right now, I believe. I think Nvidia is a little oversold. I'm not a big Nvidia fan. I missed it. I will admit I missed Nvidia, right? I missed it. It's already the size of Apple, but I am not chasing it. My view, Bitcoin outpaces Nvidia easily. Okay. What else we got here? Boeing, you want to look at Boeing? Interesting. Um yeah, BTC looks great. Okay, Chainlink. All right, we'll go to Chainlink here. XRP. Oh man, we got an XRP here. Oh, I'm sorry. I feel bad for XRP, man. I'm just gonna say it right now. If it was me, I would rotate XRP into Chainlink. That's what I would do. All right. So yeah. So Chainlink has formed this huge move. My expectation is we get to around 40. Again, this is not financial advice. It is not promised. Just based off my technicals and understanding the narratives, I think Chainlink has the strongest narrative institutionally, from an institutional level. There's not one crypto other than Bitcoin, outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum, none of the other altcoins have a stronger fundamental use case than Chainlink. Mark my words, none of them do. Okay. So when Chainlink moves, it moves. It's going to move on us, right? So I'm guessing somewhere around 40K. It gets parabolic when it gets above this level, though. So we would need to see. We're probably going to stay in this channel, right? To stay conservative, we stay in this channel. But if we get this move right here, a breakout of the channel, a retest of the channel, okay, then we're going parabolic for Chainlink. So watch this channel. This channel has been forming since the lows back in October. Actually, we put these in last year, huh? No, we put these in last June. So this is a year trend here. This is a year-long trend that it's been holding. 1 year long trend, right? 12 months. We had a 12-month trend, upper limit, lower limit. Conservatively, by July, we could see 30, 32, okay, 30, 32, or we could see somewhere around 40. I'm going to say 40. Okay, I'm going to say we can get to 40 by July because I'm seeing the macro come into play. Inflation is cooling. The economy is cooling. The Fed is starting to taper QT. We're getting closer to rate cuts. Bond yields are coming down. The setup is here. The bullish summertime setup is here. Mark my words, it is here. Something bad could happen, of course, but the setup is here. And now you have Trump and Biden fighting over who can spend the most money to win your vote. So crypto is going to go ballistic. We got Doifer saying 200 for Link. Let's go. Let's pray, Doifer. Let's pray we get to 200 for Link. But Link has a strong fundamental base. Let me just show you guys really quick. All right, check this out. I'm going to show this on YouTube also. You keep track of this. If I have one gift for you, everything is risky. There's no promises. But if I have one gift, it's pay attention to this. All right. So just so you guys know, DTCC, okay, DTCC is the Depository Trust Clearing Corporation. This is what they're connected to the Federal Reserve, right? But they clear every asset on the planet. This is the biggest clearing corporation for all assets. We're talking US Treasuries, we're talking mutual funds, any kind of equity, real estate. They clear and make sure everything is trustworthy. They make sure everything works. Go look it up. DTCC. Last year they processed I think $2 quadrillion of assets. 2 quadrillion DTC processed. And guess who they're using? They're using Chainlink. Here it is right here in words. I'll read it to you. You can look it up for yourself. Oh wait, let me get in a position where I can read it because I'm not the best reader. Okay. As a part of this exploration, DTCC developed a new pilot, Smart NAV. If you know what NAV is, net asset value, basically gives you what the value of an asset is per share. So when you have a mutual fund, an ETF, you want to know, well, what is the value per share? So that's what NAV does, net asset value. This is Smart NAV, right? Smart as in smart contract or blockchain. They are switching their system, their entire system to the blockchain. Right? It's not happening tomorrow, but over time, they're switching to blockchain. It's more efficient and it helps them out. So they're going to be leveraging digital assets going forward, their capabilities. And it says here digital asset capabilities as well as Chainlink, a leading technology for cross-chain interoperability and blockchain abstraction. You don't have a bigger institution talking about another crypto. It doesn't exist. XRP, I'm sorry, it's not happening. The biggest financial institutions are using Chainlink. They're not using XRP. They're not using what else is out there, Cardano. They're using Chainlink. And Chainlink doesn't even compete with those two. Just want to make it clear here. This is the best opportunity I've seen. Here's all the partnerships, right? Biggest financial institutions, all right here. We've talked about this over and over and over. But when the actual opportunity shows up and the price explodes, you're going to say, oh, shoot, okay. So I'm just trying to give you a little clue. I'm telling you, I'm giving you a little clue onto this early. All right. Here's a little more. We'll get over. I know nobody wants to read the boring stuff, but that's where all the good stuff is at, and on the boring stuff. Okay. Chainlink is a leading. This is from DTCC, by the way. Right. Huge institution. This is from them. They say Chainlink is a leading technology platform for on-chain data, cross-chain interoperability, and blockchain abstraction that is enabling financial institutions to develop customized, compliant, and future-proof blockchain applications and tokenized assets. Chainlink powers tokenized assets through the entire lifecycle, enriching them with real-world data, net asset value, AML, which is anti-money laundering, and then KYC, know your customer, and then something new that's never existed, which is proof of reserves, which is basically auditing in real time, right? You're auditing and making sure the institution or the ledger or the bank, whoever it is, has the amount of assets they say they do. So you don't have to wait 2 days. It's like, oh, okay, we know in real time. Providing security, interoperability between private and public blockchain. What does this mean? JP Morgan has a private blockchain. Swift, private blockchain. Citigroup, Wells Fargo, private blockchains. Private blockchains are much bigger than crypto. Crypto is public blockchains. These are private. So Chainlink is the link between public and private blockchains. Very big opportunity because it links them both all together, creating a unified golden record. You can read this for yourself, enabling over 10 trillion in transaction value so far. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Industry. So Chainlink is the industry standard, right? For blockchain interoperability. And really what it means is real world assets. When you guys hear real world assets coming to the blockchain, it's not crypto necessarily. What it is the financial system is moving to the blockchain, all of them. And they're leveraging Chainlink in order to actualize that. To make that actually happening, they're using Chainlink. Big opportunity here. And I'm just trying to get some of you guys in early on the research. I'm not telling you go buy it. I'm just saying get in early, go look it up before the opportunity is gone, because these things move quickly. You can go read it for yourself. Swift, ANZ, like these are big institutions. Nobody else has this kind of institutional adoption. Cost and operability. The Smart NAV pilot demonstrates CCI blah, blah, blah. All right, yeah, go read it for yourself. I'm not going to bore you to death. We'll go back to the technical. So I'm expecting, Chainlink to make a big move here. And of course, you see other things can make big moves, but I don't think anybody else has the fundamental value that Chainlink does. Okay, we'll get back here. Dory, what do you say? When you ask for your physical paper stock certificate, it's sent to you from the DTCC. Oh, okay, there you go, Doifer. Your physical stock certificate is sent from DTCC. Yeah, they certify everything. They're basically the security system, checks and balances for the financial system, for all transactions, banks. They make sure that there's not enough. They're trying to make sure, DTCC, that there's not another financial crisis, right? They want to make sure all the books are in balance. That's what they do, and they're leveraging Chainlink. Like you can get Chainlink on Coinbase or Robinhood, either way. Yeah, Coinbase or Robinhood. I'm not really trying to. I'm just trying to present a very good opportunity. I think it's the best one that I've seen for a while. All-time highs are around 50. Okay, all-time highs around 50. We had a nice dip that held anchored VWAP back in, what was this, April, when we had the dip, came down to 12, like 12 bucks, 12.50, and now we're right back up to about 17. I think we hit 19 a couple days ago. So look at that trend, though. Very beautiful trend for Chainlink. All right. If we stay in the trend by year end, I mean, I think we're at all-time highs by the end of the year. But if we break out of this trend, we could make a bigger move, maybe to 80. Okay, maybe I'm a little over my skis here, but with crypto, it just takes one or two announcements for things to go ballistic. So if all the chips, if the macro is in line, if inflation, and I think we get an inflation surprise, if inflation surprise to the downside, crypto is your fastest horse in all of markets, right? That's going to be your fastest horse in all of markets. Robinhood should do good too also. Yep. So yeah, Robinhood. Solana's a beast. Okay, I know Solana's a beast, but I'm not a fan of Solana because honestly, Solana on a technical fundamental basis, it doesn't really do much. I think it's a lot of clout. I think Solana has a lot of clout. They don't have institutional adoption the way Chainlink does, but don't get me wrong, Solana's going to boom. All right, Solana's going to boom, but a lot of people already know about it. So I don't think it has, the boost that Chainlink could have. I could be wrong. I could definitely be wrong. That's just my bet, okay? XRP hasn't gone nowhere. Look, I'm just going to say it. XRP is trash. Okay? XRP is trash as far as the market. It hasn't made new highs since, I mean, just keep this in mind. Okay? This is the all-time high from 2017. The 2021, when we had all that fiscal stimulus, right? $3 to $5 trillion injected, XRP couldn't even make a new high, right? Still hasn't made a new high. I know it looks like a big wedge, but XRP has lost its narrative. XRP was betting that the financial system and the banks would use the XRP ledger, right, which is a public blockchain, but instead, the true narrative that came out was actually the banks and institutions are going to create their own private blockchains. Therefore, they don't need XRP. Will it be used? Sure. But is the use case very big? Not anymore. So I'm not a fan of XRP. I stick with Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is basically digital gold. Millennials, Gen Z, they're not buying gold. I'm sorry, but the demographics is everything. They're not buying gold. They're going to be buying Bitcoin, digital assets going forward. Bitcoin is the future. And then you have Ethereum, which is the smart contract platform, which also is decentralized, Boomtown, and then you have Chainlink. Those are the only three cryptos that I will talk about here. Okay. And there's a lot to talk about. But anyways, if you guys want to know more crypto, also look at this. Check out your link to BTC. Okay. This is Link versus BTC. It looks like we're starting to form a reverse head and shoulders. Very bullish here. This is very bullish. You got the shoulder, you got the head, and then you have the other shoulder. The last time Link moved against Bitcoin, okay, Chainlink jumped from I think it went from like $15 to 50 very quickly. So hopefully, obviously I'm invested in it. Hopefully we break out. And this is not advice for nobody. Go do your research, but you won't find better research, when it comes to crypto than for Chainlink. Everybody's plugging in a Chainlink. It's just not, super marketable, but it will be soon. Okay. What else we got here? This is Chainlink versus DTC. No, Dogecoin trash. I'm sorry. Dogecoin is trash. Dogecoin is just a meme. It doesn't really have fundamentals behind it. It's not a real use case. And I'm an Elon fan, but I think Elon is, Elon says some wild stuff. Dogecoin, no, bro, don't mess with Dogecoin. You're gambling with Shiba Coin and Dogecoin. You're gambling. What do you think of Crow with knife? No clue what that is. Sounds like a meme coin. Okay, yeah, let's go to Tesla. All right. Just to keep a step back here, Tesla gigantic. Look, when Tesla comes out with full self-driving, we talked about this earlier. FSD might not come to the US first, but if it starts in China, right? And China is a lot more liberal when it comes to regulation. They're like, hey, let's do it, right? If China passes full self-driving before the US, it doesn't matter. Tesla's gonna explode. Tesla's going about 260. It's probably gonna jump to 260 very quickly. Now, what's the timeline? I don't know. I don't know what the timeline is. Nobody knows. Just keep your eye on it because when Tesla breaks, it's gonna break. Jensen Wang said Tesla is by far ahead of everybody when it comes to full self-driving vehicles with AI. Okay. Um, and Tesla is just very controversial, just like Donald Trump is very controversial. But when the price moves, the price moves. All right. So from a technical standpoint, okay, momentum doesn't look great. It's very under. There's not a whole lot of momentum. We're still in the consolidation. Actually, oh, it looks like we're above the 10. Okay, we're above the 10. We're holding the 10 weekly moving average finally. Um, I think 170, as long as we hold 170, Tesla looks constructive to move to the next level, which is like 210, 2 to 210. I think we're looking good. Before we hit some resistance, we need to hold 170, right? It needs to hold 170. But so that's a weekly. But if we go to the day, actually, let's see what the RSI looks like on here. I mean, the RSI hasn't even moved up yet. Like the Tesla's momentum is still, it's still like it's still like a rubber band being pulled back. I think I would say in the next 6 months, there's more upside. There's more upside. Okay. You never know though. You just never know. You gotta wait for this breakout. So what I'm looking at, if I go to the 30-minute chart, okay, there's a lot of noise in Tesla. All right. We had a reverse head. Actually, that's too far. Let's zoom out a little bit. Let's go to the 4 hour. All right, here we go. This looks better. All right. So we kind of formed a reverse head and shoulders here, which is a bullish price action, bullish technicals. And Tesla doesn't always move up. Tesla's mostly driven by catalyst. So you're just waiting for that next catalyst. But anyways, we're forming that next shoulder here. You could say it's right here. So we really need to hold this level. We really need to hold 170, 173. I have the anchored VWAP here, and it keeps holding anchored VWAP at 175. Right? I want to see it hold 175 for sure. So, and it's wedging. It's basically in a wedge pattern. If this wedge we start to break out, I think 185 is a key level. 185 is a key level where you want to see Tesla holding above VWAP. Now, lately, what we've saw is Tesla break out and then just come right back down multiple times. Look at this. Breaks out in the morning, comes right back down, not ready to go. Right? Another one breaks out, couldn't hold. So you want to see Tesla hold VWAP. Are we on VWAP? Let's go to this chart. This will be easier to see. You see S&P is kind of struggling. You want to see Tesla hold VWAP. Here's VWAP right here. And it's not anchored VWAP, it's VWAP. It can't hold VWAP. Lately, Tesla breaks out, or it has a nice move in the morning, lots of momentum, but it just cannot hold VWAP. So I think it'll be ready when why can't I zoom over? Okay, here we go. So again, nice breakout in the morning here for Tesla, could not hold VWAP. Broke down. And VWAP is purple. That's our purple line. Multiple times. Here it did hold VWAP here, and then we gap down. So this was nice. And then gap down early morning, could not get above VWAP. Just could not. So Tesla's tricky, but what I would say is you want to see bullish price action. You want to see a nice breakout and then a hold above VWAP, and your probability of it gapping up the next day is high if we're already above like 180, 185. We need to get above 180, 185. Here's where we saw that resistance around 180. So I like Tesla still, but I'm not ready to pull the trigger. I'm not ready to pull the trigger on a call option. I'm not selling no calls on Tesla. I'm buying calls if this thing breaks out. So I want to see it get above 180. Okay. Here's 180. I want to see us get above 180 and also hold VWAP, multiple variables at the same time. It's also nice when you have the overall market, when you have the S&P, right, back into the bullish zone. And you have S&P moving up again. Even though Tesla doesn't really move with the S&P as much as other stocks, it's still another variable in your favor. So we'll see if this is the bottom for the S&P. I'm not sure. Throw out your other tickers if you want to see it. So far in the morning, S&P struggling here. It's struggling at VWAP. What time frame is this? That might have been kind of late. This is 30-minute. I'm on the 30-minute. I like to look at the 30-minute if I'm going to trade a spread. Typically, if I'm going to trade spreads, I'm going to look at the 30-minute. And right now, I'm selling I think I'm selling the fives. Is it 515? I think I'm selling the 515 puts. I have to look on Robinhood, but I'm selling the 515 puts. And then I think I'm buying the 514 calls. I'm sorry, 514 puts. It's just a credit spread. Just collect a credit, because I believe that we're done. I think we're done going lower. Maybe in after hours, maybe we go down one more time. But I think the momentum, I think we're ready. We're oversold. We're oversold. Momentum has to come up a little bit to some degree. My expirations are usually one day later. I'm doing one DTE spreads. I'm playing one DTE spreads, and I'm going to do more on this live going in the future. But right now, I'm just not there yet. We'll talk about it if people have more interest. We can do that. Sign up to the newsletter. I'm going to be, throwing some technicals in on the newsletter. Last night we talked about the dip on the newsletter. Let's see. Let's go to that newsletter so you guys can see on YouTube. It was called Oversold Bounce. Just show it. Do a little marketing here on YouTube. A little marketing on my newsletter. It's free. It's free. All right. It's free. All right. So yesterday, basically, I just said this, like, oversold bounce. Why does it say May 31st? I sent this yesterday. Anyways, economic growth slowing. What does this mean? Rates should be coming down. Bond yields should be coming down. April PCE. Okay, if we had PCE coming in line, if we have inline PCE, the market should bottom on Friday. Now, so far, we don't know if it bottomed yet because it sold off first, but I think we're near the bottom. I think we're definitely near the bottom. We're a little oversold. And I basically just pointed out, look, oversold. Here's our levels. And I think I said we should bottom around 519, 520. That's what I'm looking at, 519, 520 level. And where are we at? Where are we at? 519, 520. We're above it so far, right? So this is where I call the bottom. Am I a genius? No, I'm not. I'm not a genius at all. I'm just looking at oversold, and we're very oversold on the 4-hour chart. And you could say, look at people will tell you, well, look at the daily chart. The daily chart is not oversold yet, right? We're not oversold on the daily chart, but we're in an uptrend. We're in an uptrend. We're in a very strong uptrend, and the data is looking good. So you don't really need to go all the way to the lows in an uptrend, when the macro is pretty good. And I know people tell you inflation is bad. No, it's coming down. Not true. Bradley, I see your comment there, Audie. Oh, you know what? Hold on real quick. Instagram, I forgot about Instagram. You guys probably, I'm just going to look for some comments. Okay, nothing there. Cool, cool, cool. Just making sure. What up, Tomas? I see you. All right. So anyways, back to it. Let's go to, yeah. So anyways, sometimes you don't need to go oversold. Now, hey, it could be next week and all of a sudden we're down here because the Trump, right? I think it's possible the market is freaking out that, you saw Trump, 34 indictments, whatever. It's possibly the market is pricing in a little bit of downside because it wants to see, the market is betting that Trump wins. So this could have been a sell off from, oh, Trump might not win. Therefore, Joe Biden is irresponsible. He doesn't know how to run the economy. Inflation is high. You know the narrative. It's very complex. Either way, it could be that too. So what I'm saying here, if there's any type of appeal from the Trump administration or any type of, if this story rolls over, the S&P could bounce just based off that. Right? We never know, but trust me, there's a lot of narratives going around. It's not just technicals. It's not just inflation. It's not just the Fed. It's all those things together. All right. So, Audie, Bradley, are you holding options? Oh, somebody else. Can you go up next week? I lost 3K within 2 days. Oh, shoot. What is VWAP? Look it up. You can look up VWAP, volume weighted average. Volume weighted average. Would you say, I'm not sure what you mean, Bradley, by can SPY go up next week? Oh, can SPY go up next week? It can. Yes, SPY can go up next week, of course. I think we've bottomed. I think I think June, we start to rally. It doesn't mean we go straight up. We could be moving sideways for the next couple days, but the fact that we're oversold on the 4-hour, I think there's a chance we get a relief rally. That's what I'm betting on. I'm betting on a relief rally. Okay. I'm selling some puts. As a matter of fact, before the market ends, I'm going to quit this stream and I'm going to sell some more puts. I'm going to be selling puts at, actually, you know what? We'll do it live. Let's do it live. Let me see. Do I have my Robinhood open? We'll just do it live. I know some people want to see it. Let's try it out live. And be careful with Robinhood selling credit spreads because it'll sell your contract the last 30 minutes of the day. So you got to be careful with that. Let's go to S&P. This will be for the traders. I think we pretty much went over macro. Yeah, we're going to do this live. Okay. Before that, let me get Bradley. Are you holding option SPY oversold, but overall she's bearish on the 1 year? On the 1 year, okay. Bearish on the 1 year. Dems are better for the market every time. Every person in the market knows this. Uh-oh, we're getting political here. I mean, it's not 100% thing. The probability for Dems, in a sense, because they spend more, yeah, probability is higher. But if your concern is inflation, that might not be true this year. To be honest with you, the bullishness for the market when it comes to elections is literally a cycle. It's pre-election year, which is this year, and it's next year. Those are the most bullish times for the market. If we're looking at a macro picture. Give you a follow. Sounds like you know what you're talking about. I appreciate it. Truth. So, anyways, let's do that. I think somebody was wanting to know. I'm gonna sell a spread. I'm just gonna do it live. All right, I'm gonna sell a spread live. I've been wanting to do this. Might as well just start it today. Let's go on the screen. Make sure everybody can see it. Don't copy me, by the way. This is not advice. This is not financial advice. It's all educational. Okay, so we're looking at S&P here. See if I can make this clear. Here we go. Looking at S&P. So what I want to do, and this is Robinhood. It's pretty easy. I'm gonna look at June 3rd, not a 0DT. I'm looking at June 3rd, right? So that's what, Monday? Is that Monday? I think it's Monday. A couple days out. I'm gonna look at June 3rd. Okay. I'm going to sell a put first. I'm going to go sell the downside. I want to cap my downside. I might not even sell a call. I think we might move up too quick. I'm just going to do a put spread. All right. So let's go with the 10. I'm always looking at the 10 deltas. Okay. That gives me a 90% chance. The market is pricing a 90% chance of a win. Here's your delta right here. Okay. I'm going to go to the 10 deltas. I already have some actually ready. Damn it. I already got some. I'm going to have to add to this. I would just be adding here. See, should I just add to this? Okay, well, either way, this is how it would look. I'm going to add the 10. I'm going to add the 13, 517. Okay, it's not a 10 delta, but this one's 9. And this is kind of tricky because I can't sell this one because it'd buy it back. So I'm just going to do this one. I'm just going to do the 13. Right? I think we bounce. Okay, you're always taking risk. I think we bounce. So I'm going to click that. And then what I'm going to do is go to the call. Okay, I'm going to buy, or not the call, I'm sorry. I'm going to go buy a put right below that. Okay, so I get 25 cents here. I'm going to go buy a put right below it to hedge my loss. I'm going to go to continue. Right, 9 cents is what I'd be getting. Right, so I need the price to stay above 517 when it closes on Monday. Continue. All right, I'm going to do 20 contracts. Let's do 15 because I already have a couple contracts. Let's do 15. Just 100, nothing crazy, 130. I mean, you can always scale up. You can scale down. If you do one contract for fun, you make $9, right? It's always about practice. Again, this is not financial advice. Bid is at 9 cents. So I need the price to stay. I'd be collecting 134 as long as the price closes above 517 on Monday. Okay. And I can always exit the trade. If I'm up 50%, always a good rule, exit early. What rally you holding charts upside down? Not sure what that guy's talking about. So review order. Let's go collateral. I need about 1,500 in collateral. Let's see if it goes through. Probably doesn't, to be honest. If not, I'll just replace the order. All right. So that's what I was going to do. Let's go back to the charts. All right. So I'm basically looking at 517. No, don't do that. Okay. TikTok's making sure I'm not a robot. All right. So I'm betting on 517 Monday. I could be wrong, but I still think the momentum will pick up. And you can go much lower. You can go a lot lower to protect yourself. You can go further out, but I'm going to do a 1-0 DT. Well, I guess that one's 3 days till expiry. So 517. So I need the price to close here above this level. I need price to close above 517. And I just started doing this in April, so I'm not like a master at it, but I've been pretty consistent. Other than that, I usually, will trade, but anyways, you lost 3K on SPY this week. My wireless hole puncher is looking real cute. Oh shoot. Yeah. I mean, look into spreads. There's a lot of good stuff. Spreads are just a lot less risky. Can I explain collateral? Oh man, I'm not the best person to explain it, but you need a certain amount of money in case you lose the trade and in case the trade moves against you. You need that much collateral to make the trade, because if it moves against you, they're going to charge you, right? So I would look in. Honestly, I'm not the best person to explain that, Dylan, but you need collateral, which is how much, like, let's say I'm going to collect $120. I'm going to need 1,500 to protect myself in case the trade goes very, very bad, right? But more than likely, if you're selling options, you're selling puts, you win over time. You don't win with the move, you win over time. So right now, I am short. I'm not short. I'm long S&P, which is I'm selling puts at like 517. I already have them. So as long as the price goes up, I make more money. I can exit the trade, XYZ, whatever. I'm not going to explain all that today. That wasn't my goal today. But if you have questions, definitely look it up. Like, do your own research. I'm not an expert on it, but you need a certain amount of collateral to make a certain amount of money on a spread, right? The stock market gains since 1999 is all inflation gains, zero in real terms. Okay. Yeah, inflation is necessary. You just don't want it to be, you just don't want inflation to be, accelerating above a certain level, because then the Fed will have to not cut rates. They'll have to increase rates and remove money supply. They've already done that. It's already over. Inflation is coming down. Could you exit early? Yeah, you can exit early. Yeah, you can exit early. Like right now, I think I'm up on something. Let me see. You could exit early. You just got to get in on the spread. So a good rule of thumb is to exit the trade if you're trading spreads. Like if you're selling spreads, exit the trade when you get above 50%. Don't get greedy. Just exit over 50%. But yeah, you can close the position. You don't have to pay the collateral. They just lock it up. They just lock it up just in case they have to use your collateral. That's it. They lock it up. But yeah, anyways, yeah, 517. We'll see if this is the bottom. Let me see. Let me make sure I didn't have any other charts that we forgot. Oh, check this out. Money supply is also rising. Those of you on YouTube, tell me this. Is money supply is another way of looking at liquidity, and liquidity is what fuels crypto the most and a lot of other assets. And the money supply in the US is growing. What does that tell us? Asset prices are going much higher, because the more money they print or they create, every time you make a loan, a mortgage, an auto loan, you spend money on your credit card, you're creating money that didn't exist, and you're fueling the markets. You're fueling capital markets. If they use the collateral, will you lose the full 1,500? You'll lose the full 1,500 if you make a very bad trade, you'll lose the full 1,500. Dylan, do this. Dylan, subscribe to my newsletter and just stay up to date. Okay. Or just look it up on YouTube. Honestly, there's some really good YouTube channels you could look up iron condors, right? I'm not trying to suck all the content on that, but look up iron condors. Really good way to lower your risk and still make a consistent amount of money. Right now, my win rate's like 90%. I've never had this high of a win rate because I'm selling to the market instead of buying options. And I don't like to day trade. I don't like to sit there and stare at the screen all day. I hate doing that. Um anyways, yeah, the spreads, I'm also selling Palantir spread. So obviously, like here's a good one, Dylan, or some of you guys that are new. When I see, first of all, I'm bullish on Palantir because AI is a narrative, right? So I'm going to be bullish. I have a narrative. I have a catalyst. They crushed earnings. They did really good in earnings. Surprise to the upside. Not only that, but their revenue growth is very strong. They just had a new government contract. So when I do a spread on Palantir, I'm selling the 20s, right? Here's 20 right here. I'm going to sell below the support. I'm betting that price does not get below this level by July. I think it's July 19th. That's the bet I'm making right now. So I'm selling the 20 puts, and then am I selling the 21s? I might be selling the 21 puts. Maybe I'm selling the 20. I think I'm selling the 21 puts. I'm selling the 21 puts, and I'm buying the 20 puts to hedge my losses. So you look into it. I'm just telling you what I'm doing, right? Yeah, selling 21s, buying the 20s. And I think I'm up like 50 contracts. I added yesterday 50 contracts, something like that. Yeah, listen, I'm not an expert on selling. I'm learning so that I can teach it. I'm learning how to sell these options. Macro trading is usually what I do. My specialty is macro and technicals, more bigger moves, right? Or just getting you to understand, hey, what is the best opportunities in the next 9 months? It's crypto. Crypto's gonna rip. Chainlink, in my view, that's what you want to be looking at when it comes to crypto. Robinhood's a little overbought, but it still looks pretty good. It's not bad. Apple, okay. Apple has some really good debit spreads, but I don't do debit spreads. APL, my bad. I don't really like debit spreads. All right, so Apple, let's do some tech. Throw in your last, or throw in your, if you want me to do some TA, throw it in there because I'm gonna close this out in a second. What systems am I using? TradingView, Robinhood. I'm using TradingView and Robinhood. And if you want, I can send you my watch list up here. I think I can just export it and send it to you. Send me email, whatever. All right. So Apple, let's see. Apple's trading in a range. Um, Fundamentally, it's a little overbought. This is on the daily chart. So uh, unless it has a catalyst, maybe it'll come down here. I haven't really looked at Apple. But Apple's been consolidating for a long enough time. I think it can definitely break out in July. I think their earnings, their downside earnings are the downside of the earnings is pretty much over. China is coming back. China is a huge segment for Apple, especially Tesla and Apple. And the Chinese consumer is starting to recover. China is printing like 2008 financial crisis. They're printing like crazy. So my expectation is either before or after earnings, Apple's going to break out of this range. So once you get above 200, Apple should be pretty bullish. And it usually just goes. It goes. Yeah, that's a lot of consolidation for Apple. A lot of consolidation. Let's see if it's in momentum. I'm going to go to this chart. If we have that weekly momentum, we're going to go to the weekly chart. I'm going to turn on the 10-week moving average. Apple's above. Is this Apple? No, this is Tesla. I'm tripping. All right. Yeah. Yep. Above the 10-week. So, and again, look, last time it got above, it did come right back below, got rejected. So the question is, can Apple break above resistance, which right now is about 197, 198? Can we get above 198, 197? So you can either play the breakout and the retest, which would look like, all right, there's your resistance. The breakout and retest would kind of look like this. Let's say it gets above here, breaks out. I would never chase that. Don't chase it. Wait for the retest. You want to see it hold. Okay, it holds the level and then it starts to climb. Boom, you're in, right? You want to see the hold, right? Or what you could do is play these momentum indicators right here, and they're going to play catch up. So let's see. They're going to play catch up here. This is what I'm talking about right there. Let me zoom in. This is your anchored VWAP from the previous low, anchored VWAP, anchored volume weighted average, and your 10-week moving average. So you could also wait. This might even be a little easier. You could also wait for the price to come down and hold one or two of these. It'd be good if this actually crossed above VWAP. We'll see. But you could wait for the retest and then the hold, and then you can play it back up here. So there's always a couple ways to play it. But Apple for sure, you want to see it break above 198 because it could just come right back down. You could see Apple just consolidate again, back down to 170, 168, and then just move up again. You could get this, and then it's nothing. So wait for confirmation, either the break above all-time highs and the retest, or try to play this, right? Try to play this momentum. But for this to actually turn out, you're going to need the overall market to be making new highs. And I think the summertime rally is here. Can you give your opinion on KT? Man, I don't even know. I don't have KTRA. What the heck is that? KTRA. I don't even know what that is, bro. Um, okay, I'll give you my just by looking at it. This is therapeutic. This is biotech. Hell no. Nope. Do not try to get lucky. This is a gamble. I'll tell you right now. This is a gamble. If you're thinking long term, I mean, you better have some insider information because who knows? But I would say no. There's way better stuff than this. No, I wouldn't mess with that. Not a biotech. Um, a better Eli Lilly. So like if I go to a couple biotechs, let's see who's hot right now. And I know everybody's looking for the, I want to catch the bottom, but it's very unlikely you catch the bottom if you're new. Healthcare biotech, you have CRISPR. And this thing, I don't even know if this is ever going to break out, but here's the stock that's on fire right now. This is in a monster trend. Eli Lilly, you've heard about it, but it's expensive. It's $814 stock, right? But it has a nice trend. I still think, hey, crypto is a better opportunity. Or you have Novo. Very strong uptrends, big companies, keeps you safe. Teladoc is getting murdered. Ugh, destroyed. That's Kathy Woodstock. My dad's in school for blockchain and he can't stop talking about Chainlink. Oh, shoot. That's interesting. Yeah, Chainlink is huge, man. CVS. Oh, what up, Dimaj? What up, Dimaj? Trying to catch the CVS? Okay. At the bottom of the range? I notice you're a range trader. You like to get in at the bottom of the range. Sell at the top, huh, Dimaj? All right, here we go. There's your support, CVS. There's your support. YouTube, let's see. Cooler? Oh man, Cooler pissed me off. Cooler pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. I I told Dimaj, I talk to Dimaj every now and I told Dimaj if we don't hold 40 cents, then I'm gonna shave some off. So I'm out. I still have a little bit. I have a small, like a tenth of the position, but I needed it to hold 40 cents and anchored VWAP from the lows, and it just couldn't hold. So I'm waiting for Cooler to form a better. I'm waiting for Cooler to form a better trend. I'm sorry, not a trend, a pattern. I'm waiting for Cooler to form a better pattern. Why? Because it could take 3 months for it to really come back. It could take like 3 months. See, where's that RSI at? Yeah, it could take about 3 months. Who knows? And with that period of time, I'd rather just wait for the price to get back above anchored VWAP. We'll see. Kind of pissed me off, but it is what it is. That's the market. It's support unless it goes right through it. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot to learn in markets. All right. I'm going to leave you guys with this again. Okay. We'll run through this really quick. I'm going to leave you guys with this. The best opportunity I see in the market, I'm going to keep saying it till it's no longer the opportunity. Palantir, I like Tesla, but the real monster here is Chainlink. Okay, the real monster is Chainlink in the short term. I think we hit $100 in this cycle. Possibly we go to 150, right? Why is that? Because it is the most widely used crypto, and it's not even a crypto blockchain, it's a blockchain technology. It's the most widely used by institutions. DTCC transacts 2 quadrillion dollars a year. They're using Chainlink. Okay. Swift network, biggest messaging system in, banking messaging system, is using Chainlink. Chainlink is being adopted by the actual financial system. It is not equivalent to Ethereum. It is not equivalent to Bitcoin. It's a completely different technology, but the potential is ridiculous. You have to look into it yourself. Okay. Now, Bitcoin moves higher, Ethereum moves higher. Chainlink is going to move higher just by the momentum of the market because a rising tide lifts all boats. Number two, why am I so confident that Bitcoin's even going to break out? Because inflation is cooling. Inflation is actually cooling. And people are still throwing the narrative around inflation is hot. Not right now. It's actually cooling. There's three inputs to inflation. Energy, which is going to be oil prices. Well, guess what? Oil prices are tame. When I say tame, what I'm saying is oil is not moving. It is at 77, and the only hope for oil to go higher was going to be the war, right? But the war never materialized. All that fear mongering, oh, the oil's going to 1,000, oil is going to 100, it's going to 90, didn't happen. So if oil remains where it's at and negotiations take place and things calm down and the US keeps pumping more supply and OPEC doesn't cut production too much, oil should stay tame and you shouldn't really get a spike in oil. Energy prices stay tame. Shelter, 40% of CPI. Shelter's coming down. Shelter is coming down and it lags by 9 to 12 months. So we should continue to see shelter inflation come down, right? Those are the two big ones right there, shelter and energy. And then next you have services. A lot of that was shelter, but also you have a car insurance. Car insurance up 20%, and now it's starting to cool a bit. I think it's going to start cooling, especially after the summer. We'll see. Maybe it doesn't. Either way, inflation and PCE consumption is slow. Oh my bad, consumption's the other part. Consumption, a lot of it is slowing on the lower half of consumers. So basically, those who are poor, those who are making less than 50K, they're not spending as much. The baby boomers are still are spending a lot, but they're still not spending as much as they were. We just got that report today. Okay, so GDP is down, right? And it's not negative, but it's down. And you're going to hear recession, recession. There's a fear. We're not going to go into recession. There's no chance. If we get even close to the consumer collapsing at all, I guarantee you, Joe Biden and the White House will create more stimulus. They have to buy votes. The biggest threat to growth falling off is going to be more banks collapsing, right? More banks collapsing, and they're probably going to be small regional banks. Why? Commercial real estate is suffering under these high rates. So as soon as you see commercial banks start to roll over, it's going to be real estate, right? Then you're going to get some regional banks kind of get weak and maybe have to get taken over by the FDIC. It doesn't matter. The Fed's going to print more money. They're going to turn the balance sheet back on like they did last time. And they're going to print money and they're going to cut rates even sooner. So the market might have maybe 2 weeks of throwing a tantrum, then it will explode. So there's almost no scenario that stocks and crypto don't go higher other than inflation going back up to like 4%. And there's no way it does that. So expect that to happen. I just want to give you the easiest trade. The easiest trade with the most alpha is crypto. It's the easiest trade with the most alpha. You can go SPY, but SPY is going to go up maybe 20%. Crypto is going to go up 200%. So they will pump inflation and make it worse. So they will pump up inflation and make it worse. I make 450K and I ain't spending You're probably investing. You're probably a smart person. If you're making a lot of money and you're investing, then guess what? That makes even more of a case. People are investing. You have some bad news. What is it, Bukowski? Spy starting to push? Whew. Starting to push a little bit. 522. Let's go. In the money spreads. Okay, cool. Looks like we're doing good. Katy Perry is talking about crypto again. Oh, I see what you're saying. Katy Perry getting bullish. Look, crypto cycle still has a long way to go. We still got a long way to go. We're in crypto summer. We're heading into crypto summer where you have explosive moves in crypto with explosive pullbacks, right? And then we'll see what happens at the end of the year. Katy Perry, here goes crypto again. Anyways, yeah, that's all I got. Any final questions? Any final questions, comments before we get off the stream? I want to make sure I give you guys time to make a comment. I'll respond to it, whatever. Still building the course, the macro course in the background. Okay, stay up to date with the newsletters. Sending out newsletters consistently. Would you say I bought Chainlink along with you down at 12, 13? Nice, nice. Yeah, you're up big now. A couple friends finally listened and they bought some Chainlink. And I don't want to say, hey, Chainlink's the only investment. I just see that's probably just the best I see. Solana predictions. I haven't really made Solana predictions. Let's see. Just by looking at the price of Solana, I'm going to say, I think the market cap's like what, 60 billion right now? I think it's at 60 billion. I mean, I'll say that Solana can probably do another. I don't really know. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. I don't know what Solana is capable of. But if I had to make a guess, I'm going to say somewhere between 500 and I'm going to say somewhere between 500 and 600. Not 1,000. I'm going to say 500, 600 on the upper side. 500, 600. I'm not that bullish on Solana. I'm not. And I know, and I could be wrong. It could go stupid, right? But I'm going to go ahead and stick with the thing, with the cryptos that have the strongest fundamental use case. And I don't believe that is Solana. I just don't believe it. Not to say it won't go up. It's still going to outperform most stocks. Is it time to buy for summers? Well, look at my content. Summertime rally. Let's go. Summertime rally. Bitcoin. 500 to 600 sounds about right. Okay, cool. Yeah, 500, 600. We'll see what happens. But I'm the most bullish on Chainlink. I am definitely most bullish on Chainlink. And we'll see. I just want to get that in your head. Chainlink. I know it's annoying, but if you see it explode, just, you can't say you weren't warned. Solana beta plays are good. Juniper Exchange, JUP, Random Exchange, RAY. You're too smart for me, Doifer. Too smart for me, bro. Yeah, it looks like S&P is closing, so it looks like my spreads are going to be in the money. And take one final look at it. Yeah, we're oversold. I mean, it could just dump. We could just dump, but that was my expectation. Let's go to the trading one, SPY. I think we're back above resistance. Let's see. Let's go to the 5-minute chart. Oh yeah, big move. Okay, pretty good rally. And check this out. I'm gonna give you guys another little bit of insight here, right? And you probably already know this, but the reason why I was so confident about today selling those spreads, and maybe I could be wrong. Again, it's trading. Is I'm watching this. I'm watching the amount of stocks that are participating. That was declining all morning till about 9:15 my time, which is I think 12:15 Eastern time. All of a sudden we got that reversal, right? And the volume was kind of declining. So all of a sudden more stocks are increasing their volume and more stocks are participating or advancing versus declining. So I said, okay, well, this is the bottom for now. Plus on the 4-hour chart, we're oversold. So I think this is the bottom. You wanted me to do Tesla real quick before I go out? Okay. All right. Last one, Tesla. All right. What time frame, bro? Like overall, like today? What time frame are you looking for? Or yeah, for you, like, is this a trade or is this an investment? Give me some more context to looking at it. I've been following you for some time now, and you have been spot on. Every major up and downs, you've been correct. Hey, I appreciate it, Bukowski. Thanks. Now I know I'm doing my job, man. I know I'm not the best marketer, but I'm really trying to give you what I really think and not just say a bunch of crap. I'm still figuring this out myself when it comes to making content, but I'm going to make it better as we go. I'm going to add some stuff to the channel, and I really want to get the crypto course, or not the crypto course, but the overall macro course. So when Bukowski says, and this is on YouTube, Bukowski says that I've been pretty spot on. Um, I want to make sure it's hard to deliver that to people like where they don't need me. I don't want you guys to say I need his opinion. I want to show you how I analyze the market. That's why I'm building the course. So you guys can say, "Oh shoot, okay, let me increase the probability of what's going to happen next." That's what the course is for, to get you to see all the variables, the flow of money, right? The flow of money, and basically being able to predict the expectations of the market, right? How do you do that? Well, it's hard to say it in one sentence. So I'm going to build that course for you guys. I'm still building it. It's here. It's come, but thank you. I appreciate it, Bukowski. That makes me feel a lot better, man. Appreciate it. Cause I was about to jump off. No, I'm just playing. Um, what do you type in the trading view to get that market participation graph? Okay, good question, Doifer. I'm gonna tell you right now. What'd you say about Tesla really quick? You said cool dude. Come on, cool dude. Before heading higher. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna do Tesla. See, look, I can't even get off. I'm gonna do Tesla, and then I'm gonna show you what I'm looking at, Doifer. So stick on really quick. All right, so Tesla is holding anchored VWAP. What is anchored VWAP? It is volume weighted average, and I'm going to anchor it to the lows because I want to see what is the average price of Tesla when you factor in volume. Obviously, this is the price, but what is the average price when you factor in volume? And when you factor in volume, let me take off purple. When you factor, or not purple, white. When you factor in volume, Tesla is holding that. So that tells me there's buyers for sure. But Tesla needs a catalyst. It is forming a wedge. This is very powerful. But don't go chasing Tesla. It'll break out and come back down on you. What you want to see is Tesla break above. Maybe it is 185, right? It's probably 185 right now. I'm going to say 185. You want to see it get above 185, right? And then when it comes to the intraday, cool dude, you want to see it hold VWAP. Okay, this is not the VWAP graph. Let me go to the VWAP graph right here. Let's go Tesla. I want to make sure you get this. This is VWAP for NVIDIA, right? NVIDIA is below VWAP. So you want to see Tesla break out and actually get above VWAP, and you want to see it close above VWAP. That's when Tesla gets super bullish and it starts to gap up. Oh, as an investment? Oh, bro. If you're looking 12 months out with Tesla, I mean, you're good. Just if you're investing in Tesla in the next 5 years, it'll be way higher. It'll be much higher than that. So this is a good time to invest in Tesla, in my view. Very good time to invest in Tesla. Very good time. But if you're talking about trading, that's a different story. But investing, oh yeah, Tesla's gonna crush everybody. They're gonna crush. They will crush. It's coming. You just got to be very patient with markets. Can you chart Bitcoin? I'm sorry, NT Brown Eyes. I already did it. And we've been on the stream for an hour. Give me a break, an hour and a half. So but Tesla, Bitcoin is easy to do. I got to go to Doifer really quick. You guys have me running around on here. I wanted to show Doifer what I for that graph. All right, so Doifer, here's what it is. All right, so you're gonna type in. Can you see my chart? Yeah, you can see it. You're gonna type in ADD. That's your advanced decline. Advanced decline. So this is how many stocks are advancing versus declining, right? That's your market participation. So how many stocks are participating? It could be a divergence. You want to see that. You probably already get what I'm saying. And then you want to put in vol D. Okay. Vol D is going to give you the amount of stocks with advancing volume versus declining volume. Okay. Advancing versus declining volume for the New York Stock Exchange. So when they're both moving up, that is bullish. Sometimes you'll get the volume moving up and you'll get the stocks declining. That's going to be a divergence. I have no clue what W buy is. So I don't know, bro. I don't know what that is. If we go back into the past, let's see, we could have predicted some of this. Let's see, where's a good divergence? Yeah, right here you're getting volume just fall all day long. And this was a really good example, actually. This is a really Doifer. Look at this example. So S&P's here in blue. It's moving up, right? But the amount of stocks participating is falling, bearish. So I'm already ready for the S&P to have a correction because I'm seeing that there's no participation, but it's still going up. So it's not really being held. I mean, you get what I'm saying. It's not being held up by the overall market. And then volume isn't really picking up either. So eventually volume declines and the S&P just tanks. So this is a good example of bearish divergence. Participation is falling, but the S&P's up. Bearish divergence, get ready for a pullback. And I think there's a big data point also. I don't remember what it was. What was it on Tuesday going into Wednesday? I think there was some data point. I can't remember at this point, but yeah, use that. So Valdi and well, you can go back on YouTube and see what I was talking about. Okay, Bitcoin only because I love Bitcoin and Tesla. Okay. Chart Tesla. Here's your Bitcoin. Whoever that person was in the chat. Here's your Bitcoin. Your Bitcoin charting right here. Broke out of the wedge, starting to wedge again. It can break down for sure, but I'm going to be more constructive. I think the inflation's coming down. I see the dollar. Bitcoin has a huge divergence with the US dollar. Okay. So this is Bitcoin, right? Now you can't predict where it's going, but I'll tell you right now, the momentum is up. Okay. And if you go to coin market cap, you'll be able to see because this is really where the strength is. If you go to coin market cap, let me go to coin market cap really quick. Coin market cap, you'll be able to see the inflows on the ETFs. Okay, you'll be able to see the inflows. So let's go to Bitcoin. Here it is right here. I'll show you guys on YouTube because I was looking at this yesterday and I was like, damn, it's about to break out because the supply is low. So here, coin market cap, accept cookies. Go to Bitcoin. Okay, and then scroll down and go to what? No, wait, log in. What are you talking about, bro? Okay, and then go to analysis. Hold on. I haven't done desktop yet, so let me see. Where is it? Analytics. There we go. Analytics. Go to analytics. There we go. All right, so analytics, and then you're gonna go to. I'm pretty sure this is it. Analytics. Am I tripping? I haven't done this on desktop yet. I took a screenshot of it. It's in my phone. Did I lose it? What the hell's going on here? Okay, here we go. Analytics. Whale Holdings, only 1.5%. Where is addresses? No, where's the ETF? It looks different on my phone. Maybe it doesn't show it on here. Well, that's unfortunate. Could have sworn I was looking at it yesterday. I took a screenshot. It's in my phone. Damn it. It's annoying. Anyways, it was basically showing the ETF inflows, Bitcoin ETF inflows. Was I looking on something else? I can't remember now. Oh, that's annoying. Well, the inflows are picking back up. I'll tell you that. Bitcoin ETF inflows are starting to rise, and your supply already got cut in half. So there's not a whole lot of Bitcoins every 10 minutes. There's way less Bitcoin supply, and you're getting the demand starting to pick up. Man, how is it not on here? I'll be more prepared next time. We have time on the next one. Either way, Bitcoin's ready. Bitcoin's ready to break out. So this is your chart. That was a flop. That was definitely a flop. 15. No, this is not 15 minutes. This is the 1 day, bro. Yeah, this is the 1 day. 1 day Bitcoin. BTC going down. Nah, next 9 months, Bitcoin's gonna explode. Farside Investors has a great ETF flow chart. Yeah, go look at the ETF flow chart. I don't know why it wasn't on there. I looked at it was on my phone when I saw it. So maybe the desktop's a little different. Netflix bounce. If you have 10K, it's better to buy alts or Bitcoin. 10K, alts or Bitcoin. If you want to stay safe, Bitcoin, honestly, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Chainlink, I wouldn't mess with any other alts because it's just too unpredictable. My big bet's on Chainlink. And it just depends. Everybody's risk profile is different. All right, I'm done here. I'm done this time for reals. Okay, I'm done for real. But yeah, anyways, my big prediction, look, crypto's gonna go bananas. Okay. The Fed is now that employment is cooling, and we're gonna get employment on in about 7 days next Friday. We already have GDP cooling, we already have inflation cooling. Okay. So employment cooling, and the Fed is tapering the balance sheet, therefore positive liquidity coming in. And this is something we haven't looked at for a while. Let me take a look with you guys. I haven't looked at it. Where is it? Here it is. Liquidity. Damn, this chart sucks on here. Let me open this up. All right. Let's take this off and go Fed net liquidity. Okay, here we go. Fed net liquidity is what you want to look at. Okay, Fed net liquidity here in red. This is what's going to drive crypto. This right here is going to drive crypto. I almost guarantee you when Fed net and they're going to start tapering the balance sheet, meaning more liquidity is coming in, and the US Treasury is going to start spending more money again. Once this breaks out, it's over. Crypto is going to go bananas. And there's more things driving crypto, but liquidity is probably your biggest driver. And the mistake people make is they think they don't know when the Fed increases liquidity. When economy is slow, when the economy starts to weaken, that's when liquidity comes in. That's actually better for risk assets, that liquidity or that the economy is actually weaker, right? And we're looking at a weaker employment, weaker GDP. I mean, data centers are strong, but overall economy is kind of weak. So watch that. And then global liquidity. What does global liquidity look like? It's kind of down. Global liquidity is down a little bit. So this is basically the biggest crypto driver right here. So my bet, we see 100K Bitcoin by the end of the year. We might even be at 150K, especially with the way Trump's talking. All right, Nick, I see you in there, Nick. I see you in there, Nick. All right, I'm definitely okay. I'm out for sure this time. All right. We'll do a stream again next week. But subscribe to the newsletter, working on the macro stuff so we can all read the market together. I think we're at the lows, and I appreciate you guys who are on here. Again, stay blessed, lift weights, eat healthy, take care of yourself. I appreciate all of you guys, and I hope I bring you value. We'll catch you next time. Take it easy. Take it easy. Let's go crypto. Let's go crypto.